Hello, Bilishkavava here with another MTG video, posting new MTG content every 2 days. So if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, why not subscribe to the channel, because it really does help. And I want to thank the subscribers who already subscribed. So let's be real, I'm not really posting every 2 days, it's more like once every 2, 4, 5 days. Really depends on if I found a topic in Magic that I'm really passionate about, that I think is worth discussing. I don't know how MTG Lion manages to crank out 2 videos every day, but props to him because he's really doing a lot of work out there. But for me, I only want to talk when I see something that's worth discussing, worth talking about. And I've been reading a lot of rumors, been seeing Unsleeved Media's video, other people talking about, and that is MTG Arena. So MTG Arena, what is it? It is basically Wizards of the Coast's answer to Hearthstone. It is basically Magic the Gathering, but with a Hearthstone interface. It looks all flashy. And as a Hearthstone player myself, I really enjoy that. I could never see myself playing MTGO, Magic the Gathering Online, because it just looks terrible. It looks ugly. The interface is ugly. It just looks like a horrible piece of software, and I would never want to play that. I just don't like it. I know many people play it. I know many people enjoy it. I personally could never use it. I don't like it. I love Hearthstone, but then again, I love Blizzard's games. I love all Blizzard's games, World of Warcraft, of course, and Overwatch, Heroes of the Storm, Hearthstone. I play it all. Diablo 3, Diablo 2, all the way back to Warcraft 2, I believe was my first Blizzard game. And I think I played a couple of games on the Super Nintendo that were Blizzard, but before they were called Blizzard. I think they were called Silicon and Synapses back then. Anyway, that's besides the point. The point of this video is to talk about Wizards of the Coast and MTG Arena. So it's a standard format. It's going to be only standard, and I could see why they would do that. Magic is such a big game. It's got 25 years, and to include everything right off the bat would be terrible. But I think eventually there will be some sort of standard and modern kind of format in Magic Arena, because I could just see, let's say it launches with Dominaria, okay? If it launches with Dominaria, Kaladesh cards are still valid, right? So people would still have Kaladesh, so they would need Chandra's, Torch of Defiance, cards like that. But then next rotation, those cards aren't worth anything because they're off standard. So that would be like, it'd be like a modern format, but it would only count from Kaladesh onwards. It'd be almost like a Frontier, but it's not really Frontier because it's even further up. It would only be from Kaladesh forward. You can't have people basically buying 4 Chandra's Torch of Defiance, or buying packs to get Chandra's Torch of Defiance, and then telling them in like 3 to 4 months she's out, she can't be played in any format at all, because even Hearthstone has Wild and Standard, so all cards when they rotate out, they go into Wild. So that's what MTG Arena would need. It would need a pseudo kind of like modern, but it's not really modern. It would basically be a modern that ignores like New Phyrexia and World Wake, it ignores all of that and just basically counts from Kaladesh onwards, or from Dominaria onwards, or whenever it releases. Because eventually, even if, let's say, Amonkhet's in it, eventually Amonkhet will get rotated out. So then that will have to go into this new kind of pseudo-modern format. It just has to be like that, or will people just completely lose all those cards and all that value? Because if they do it that way, you just lose everything, then no one will play this. Because Hearthstone, you don't lose everything. It just goes into Wild. When they rotate, next rotation is in March. When they rotate Whispers of the Old Gods, you don't lose the Old Gods. They just go plain Wild. So that's what MTG Arena will need. They will need some sort of pseudo kind of like it is modern, but it's not modern. The other thing that confuses me is price point. The price point has to be lower, or the rewards have to be greater than Hearthstone. And I just say that because in Hearthstone, you only need 2 of each card. 2 of each card. Where in Magic, you would need 4 of each card. So straight away, the rewards have to be double that of Hearthstone to remain competitive with Hearthstone. Because you only need 2 cards in Hearthstone of each kind of card you need, while in Magic you need 4. But then it gets even worse because legendaries in Hearthstone is only 1 off. You only need 1 legendary. But mythics in Magic, you still need 4 of them. You would still need 4 Chandra's Torch of Defiance. And a mythic is like a legendary, but you would need 4 of them, when in Hearthstone you only need 1. So you can see how the rewards have to be greater than Hearthstone's if they want to compete with Hearthstone. So that's another thing to think about. Now I know a lot of people are complaining that you won't be able to sell the cards I never expected you to sell cards in Magic Arena. Magic Arena is basically a targeted attack on Hearthstone. In Hearthstone, you never get to sell your cards. You play your cards. Once they rotate out, you play them in Wild. You're basically paying to enjoy the cards. You're never going to get your money back. And that is what MTG Arena is going to be like. You basically pay to play it. That's it. You're never going to be like, I'm going to buy this deck, and then in 10 years' time, I'm going to sell it and recoup the cost. That doesn't work in MTG Arena. It is a video game first and foremost. It isn't a Magic video game. It is a video game that has Magic in it. You must think of it like Candy Crush. You must think of it as Fire Emblem Heroes or as Pokemon Go or Clash of Clans. It's there to get money out of you, not for you to have some sort of investment and you can sell them off and get your money back. If you want that, MTGO or play paper Magic, basically. That's going to be the response to any criticism that comes about like, hey, I've got here a Chandra Torch of Defiance in MTG Arena. I want to sell her off for $20. It's not going to work like that. That's not how MTG Arena is going to work. If you want that thing, do it on paper, do it in MTGO. So I don't really care about that criticism because I knew straight away that they weren't going to allow that. The other thing, and the main thing, is the rewards. I don't like that they don't let you dust cards that you don't want. So basically they have a vault system where once you get 5 copies of a card, which is so much, 5 copies of a card. In Hearthstone you only need 2. The third one you straight away can dust. They're not letting you dust it off. They're making you fill this vault meter, and then once the vault meter is full, you get a wild card, and then these wild cards are used to craft whatever card you want. So if it's a wild card that is a mythic, you can craft any mythic. If it's a wild card that is a common, you can craft any common. Well, the whole structure will come down to how fast can you get wild cards. If you can get wild cards every 3-4 games, then the game will be a success. If it takes forever to get a wild card, if you can only get wild card from packs and you have to buy like 20 packs to get one wild card, this game's going to be a horrible money sink because you need 4 cards, and that's crazy. So the booster packs will only have 8 cards in it, 5 commons, 2 uncommons, 1 rare or mythic. But man, the rewards, it all comes down to the rewards. I'm fine of playing MTG Arena. I'm hyped for MTG Arena because I'm a Hearthstone player. I love Hearthstone. Okay, it was actually Hearthstone that got me into Magic. So I love Hearthstone. And I love MTG Arena. It looks like Hearthstone, but with the gameplay of Magic. I mean, that's a match made in heaven. Good software with the beautiful game of Magic. What more can I count on? The only problem is the rewards. Wherein Hearthstone is tailor-made for, you only need 2 of each card, you only need 1 legendary. Magic is 4 of each card, and if it takes forever to get 4 cards, and no dusting is another big problem, because this vault system doesn't seem as good as the dusting system that Hearthstone has. In Hearthstone, you get a legendary, you don't want that legendary, you disenchant it, get dust, craft the legendary you want. In MTG Arena, you can't dust it. You can only feed the vault once you got 4 copies of that mythic, and then the 5th mythic of the same copy of it gets fed into the vault so you can get a wild card to craft what you want. That seems terrible. It means there's so many mythics that are worthless. You could get like 3 mythics of one that you don't want, that's unplayable, and be waiting for like a Chandra Torch of Defiance and be like, okay, or a Scarab God, and be like, I need Scarab God. I can't get Scarab God because I keep getting this one, and I can't disenchant this one until I get 4 copies and get the 5th copy. Then I can start disenchanting them or feeding the vault meter to be able to get a wild card that will get me Scarab God. It seems like a terrible way that they're implementing this. Still very early. The news hasn't been completely broken. This is still under speculation, NDA. People are playing it. People are giving feedback. But hopefully they changed this. Hopefully they allowed you to disenchant anything that you don't want. Let's say I'm playing a mono red deck. That's all I want to play. I want to play mono red. That's it. Let me disenchant all the blue cards. I don't want blue in my deck. I want mono red. That's how Hearthstone works. In Hearthstone, if you want to play, let's say, a Paladin, and you're like, I only want to play Paladin, I'm new to the game, I don't have that much money, I just want to focus on Paladin, you can disenchant every mage card you get, every hunter card you get, every card other than Paladin cards. You can disenchant all of them. You can disenchant Paladin cards you don't want and feed into one deck and have one competitive deck. MTG Arena has to have that feature, because the way they're doing it, it's going to be impossible to build a deck. unless you get a wild card every game you win. You get a common wild card or a rare wild card, so you can just pick and choose what cards you want to build. Because it's going to take forever. You need 4 of each card. You need to get to the 5th to be able to feed the vault meter. Seems pretty crazy. So that's all the information I have of MTG Arena. I would like to know what your thoughts are on MTG Arena. Are you hyped for it? Are you de-hyped? Do you think these changes are going to change? Do you think these changes are good? Do you think they should be similar to Hearthstone? Or do you think Wizards should do it completely different? I want to know what you think. Post down in the comment sections. Tell me what you think. Don't forget that I'm posting new MTG content every 2 days. So if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, why not subscribe to the channel? Because it really does help. So that's about it. Белышка Вава.